Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. We all know how tedious and annoying it can be when you've got a clogged drain at home. And just imagine, we've only experienced clogged drains on a small scale. But what about when it's on a large scale? With that said, let's get into 10 biggest drain unclogs. Unclog that drain. Number 10. Catfish clogged drain. Catfish by the buckets flowed out of a blocked underground drain at a market in a city in Malaysia when local council workers flushed it out with a highly pressurized spray. People standing nearby were initially shocked by the fish gushing out, but then immediately grabbed baskets to catch them, delighted at the prospect of free fish. Market traders had previously called the Municipal Council to report the clogged drain. A video showing people collecting the fish, each measuring more than 30 centimeters long, went viral on social media. The fish were thought to have escaped from fish-selling stalls and somehow made their way into the drain. Catfish are often held in large pails and are usually sold live in local markets. This robust fish has the ability to survive out of water for a surprisingly long time.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 9. Flooded intersection. Back in 2019, heavy rainfall had flooded an intersection in the south side of Amsterdam after a storm drain had become clogged, and water allegedly kept spilling into and damaging close-by businesses. This area had previously also seen rainstorms fill the intersections with water, but reportedly, this particular incident was the worst ever observed. The owner of the nearby business said he was trapped inside his office after the water reached his building, and also believed that the structure sustained damage as floodwater flowed underneath his office. One of the reasons behind these clogs is that crews mowing grass alongside the street blow grass clippings onto the sidewalk, which allows it to flow into the storm drain more easily. Apparently, city officials were aware that the storm sewer on this street tends to get clogged, but it's never regularly cleaned. A storm warning had been issued, but the city was still not prepared. Later that day, the catch basins were cleared and the water finally began to recede. A street sweeper was also called in to clear up the area. Number 8. Leaves clogging a drain. Continuous rain for days on end can eventually lead to flooding, which can be the root for a whole other genre of problems, like clogged drains. In one video, a man shows the viewers an extremely busy street that had been flooded. He is hell-bent on finding out the reason behind the clog, so he wades through the water and into the street to investigate. He first locates one of the drains and begins clawing at it and removing the buildup with his bare hands. Eventually, this drain clears away, and the water is not as still anymore. Next, he locates another drain and repeats the same process, and this time, more water begins swirling away and down the drain. Lastly, he goes up to the sewer grate and removes handfuls of leaves and other debris that have been blocking it. He's finally successful, and at the end, the once flooded roadway is now empty and well on its way to being dry. Number 7. Drain clogged with grease. This video gives its viewers a 360-degree view of a drain blockage. Grease can build up quickly, and when it does, it can solidify, causing a nightmare on drains. This video gives a detailed look into what a greased clog can look like. A long pipe is inserted into a blocked drain and is pushed downwards into the drain, away from the still grease-filled water. Finally, the source of the clog is located. Grease is found out to be the main instigator, as the pipe manages to dislodge small amounts of grease outside. However, we still have not come across the most satisfactory part, as after several moments, the video displays very graphically huge clumps or blobs of grease being taken out. As more grease is continually removed, water begins to move freely until at last it gushes out in full force and the grease is washed away with it. Number 6. Drain clogged with wipes. In December of 2019, a huge amount of wet wipes blocking a drain took workers several hours to clear to prevent a sewage leak. This incident took place in Wales, and the Welsh Water Authority appealed to all its customers that were connected to the pipe in Abertillery, Blaenau Gwent after the blockage. It urged all members of the public not to put wipes down the toilet, adding some are wrongly labeled flushable. They also revealed that unflushable wipes made up around 93% of the material causing sewer blockages. Apparently, even a single wet wipe is enough to cause a blockage, but in this particular case, workers filled 4 bin bags. While most people do the correct thing and throw their used wipes in the trash, there are a few that still ignorantly put their families' homes at stake. This incident was a stark reminder that only the 3 Ps should be going into your toilet, and everything else should be either recycled or put in your bin. Number 5. Drain clogged with ice. It's important to note that despite things like hair, leaves, waste, and all kinds of other fun things being the common culprits of drain clogs, depending on where they're situated, they're not the only things that can result in a blocked drain. For example, take this situation into consideration. Mere things like cold weather can also be responsible for clogged drains. In this video that was posted online, a drain in the wall of ice was blocked by ice, thus blocking any water that was supposed to come out that end. The man kept chipping away at the ice with a hammer and chisel on the inside until the ice finally broke away and water was able to freely move again. Number 4. Drain clogged with hair. This particular scenario was also posted onto YouTube. It showed what a drain intensely clogged with hair can look like. As a matter of fact, the person in the video said that he apparently removed around 2 pounds of hair from the drain. To get it unclogged, he removed the drain stopper and inserted a long plastic tube into it as far as he could push. And at last, he began removing long chunks of matted and knotted hair from the drain, thus effectively unclogging the drain. Number 3. Severe sewage drain clog. In this quite graphic video, it can be seen quite clearly that this sewage drain is severely clogged and it looks pretty disgusting. This is one of the many times that sewage is not able to flow freely due to the solid waste that had built up over time in the drain. Oftentimes, buildups like this do not take very long to become a major health concern. The narrator also states the many ways that a drain as such can be unclogged. This cleanup crew quickly gets to work, and the very first thing they do is utilize a high-pressure hose in order to loosen up the solid waste. Once this has been done, the next thing they do is insert a sort of long, thin pipe into the waste to locate the site of the blockage. Finally, the sewage has been unclogged and the water begins to move freely once more, washing away with all the buildup. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2. This is a screen grab from a video in which the residents of this neighborhood woke up one morning to find that their entire street had been flooded due to a blocked drain. The flooding was so severe, it looked as though it had been raining for days on end. A few of the people became increasingly worried about the water entering their homes and flooding their basement, so they went out into the street with rakes and managed to find several drains and clear them of trash that was blocking them. Once the water began to flow a bit, they slightly opened up a sewer grate, which allowed free movement of all the water, practically clearing the street. The residents were extremely relieved at the outcome. Number 1. Massive clogged lake. This has to be probably the most random and weird content ever. It was a video of a man clearing a massive clog and just taking the viewer along with him, step by step as he was doing so. While that might sound super boring, the general public was quite satisfied by what they were seeing. In the clip, the man wades through a flooded lake to get to the bottom of the problem. The water is extremely muddy, dirty, and has no flow whatsoever, as the drain appears to be incredibly clogged by all sorts of gunk. When the man reached the source of the problem, he was extremely excited to get to clearing it. Once he completed this task, you can see the water begin to flow once more as the drain had finally been cleared. Well, that concludes our list of 10 biggest drain unclogs. Unclog that drain. Let us know in the comment section below which of these would be something you'd see in your nightmare. I know for me, it's the sewage one. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon. And we'll see you next time.